I'm Karen Ross. I've been Secretary of the California Department of Food and Agriculture for the past 8 years. I was born into agriculture, 4th generation on a farm in western Nebraska, but I didn't know it was my calling. I really came to the ag arena, the ag policy arena, during my time as a staff member for a United States Senator. And nothing prepared me for that. Politics was nothing. Doing policy was something I didn't even know what those kinds of jobs were. But I worked for a former mayor of the largest city in the state of Nebraska. He sat on the agriculture committee. My boss at that time was a good friend of his, and so I fell in love with this idea of there are many ways to contribute to agriculture that are not on the farm necessarily, but have a huge impact on our farmers and our ranchers and rural communities. The job of being Secretary of the Department is hard to describe in just one sentence. We oversee the implementation of a lot of policies and regulations. We have vital programs at the ground level that just keep agricultural functioning. But at the end of the day, the job of being Secretary of the Department of Food and Agriculture is to be able to have people understand what agriculture is in this state, to make sure we've got the best people possible working on our programs to protect ag from invasive pests and diseases, and just really connecting with lawmakers and sister agencies across the breadth of California state government to make sure that an agricultural perspective is being presented and factored into the decision making. There's several that are especially meaningful, and that is being able to put life into a statute that had been passed in the 90s called the Environmental Farming Act, and putting together the Environmental Farming Science Advisory Panel that laid out what do we mean by ecosystem services and what comes from farmland in addition to the crops we harvest as public benefits. And that became the basis for the climate smart agriculture programs that we have. Very meaningful. It's about our future. It's about building the resilience for California to withstand climate. It's meaningful because I think it's a repositioning that agriculture has to really have all Californians understand all the public benefits that are derived by having a healthy, thriving agriculture in the state of California. So I think of all the things we do on a daily basis, but something like that I think is a transition to our future. When we think about us here in California, nationally and globally, the challenge is to feed people, not just calories, but to nourish them with good food and with farming practices that will allow us to continue to grow the food. 10 billion people is a lot of people. The kinds of work that we're doing now are going to be foundational to our ability to succeed in nourishing people better and at the same time reduce our environmental footprint. It's a great time to be in agriculture.